The jungle sky turned red as the alien dropships landed one by one. Trees burned. Animals fled. The ground trembled under metal boots. General Vale of the Valkyrie Empire stepped onto human soil for the first time. Her green skin bore old scars, proof of 100 battles won. Her soldiers followed her like shadows, cold, silent, trained to destroy without question. She had never lost a war. Never been wounded in defeat. The humans, weak and scattered across this dying world, would fall like insects. That's what she told her army. That's what she believed. She raised her fist. Her voice roared through the jungle like thunder. Take the humans alive if you can. Kill them if they resist. This world belongs to the Empire now, but deep in the trees, a single human stood and watched. His name was Logan. No rank. No command, just one reckless man who refused to run. He had seen what they did to the last village. His home, his brother. Burned and gone. Logan held no fancy weapons, just a blade. A scar on his face. And a heart full of fury. As the Valkyrie troops marched forward, Logan didn't hide. He stepped out onto the path, right in front of them. He didn't even wear armor. Just dirty pants and blood-stained skin. The alien soldiers stopped, confused, waiting for orders. But before they could act, Logan moved like lightning. He didn't aim to fight the army. He wanted only one target. The green-skinned leader with the golden armor and burning eyes. General Vale, the monster who gave the order to torch his village. He charged straight at her, through her guards. They fired at him, but he didn't fall. His blade cut clean. He moved like no human they had ever seen. Vale turned just in time to block his strike. Her blade met his. Sparks flew. For the first time in years, her heart beat faster. Not from fear, but from surprise. The human was strong. Too strong. He didn't talk. He didn't pause. His eyes were locked on her like a beast on prey. She kicked him back. He stumbled, but did not fall. Around them, her troops circled, but she held up her hand. No, she growled. He's mine. Logan grinned, blood on his lips. Good, he said. I didn't come to fight your dogs. I came to end you. Their swords clashed again. Metal rang through the jungle. She swung wide, he ducked. Low. He stabbed upward. She twisted aside. Blow for blow, they danced in violence. Her strength met his rage. Her training met his raw instinct. And for once, she couldn't predict her enemy's next move. The forest grew still around them. Birds stopped chirping. Even the wind held its breath. The Valkyrie soldiers stood frozen, watching the impossible. Their general, unmatched, unbreakable, was struggling to keep up with one unarmored man. Logan landed a hit. Her shoulder cracked. She hissed in pain, but didn't back down. He stepped in again. She slammed her elbow into his face. Blood sprayed. They both stumbled and both smiled. This wasn't war. This was something older. A fight between two creatures meant to test the other's limits. And then, it happened. Vale swung down hard, but Logan didn't dodge. He let the blade slice his arm, used the pain to grab her wrist. With his free hand, he tore the golden armor off her shoulder and slammed her into the ground. She hit hard. Mud and leaves flew. She tried to rise, but his blade was at her throat. Breathing heavy, eyes wild, Logan stared down at her. That's for my brother, he said. Vale didn't speak. Her lips curled into something strange. Not hate, not fear, but curiosity. Her soldiers raised their weapons. Logan didn't flinch. He stood over her like a beast, daring them to move, and then she laughed. A sharp, deep sound. Who is this human? She said to herself, You're not a soldier. You're something else, something dangerous. General Vale slowly rose from the ground. Her golden shoulder plate was cracked, hanging loose. Blood ran down her green arm, mixing with the mud. Yet her eyes never left the human. Logan. She saw more than anger now. There was fire in him, and no fear. That disturbed her more than the blade at her neck. The soldiers stayed frozen. They didn't know if they should shoot or wait. One step, and the human might kill their general. One word from her, and they'd erase him. But Vale raised her hand. "Stand down," she ordered. Her voice was calm. Too calm for someone who had just been thrown in the dirt. Logan backed away slowly, blade still in hand. His breathing was hard. Blood dripped from his wounded arm, but he didn't show pain, not even a wince. He kept his eyes on her. "You come to our world, you burn our homes. And now you play games like it's honor. Is this your empire?" Vale didn't answer right away. She stood tall, ignoring her injuries. "You should be dead," she said. 100 of your kind ran. You stayed and fought alone. Why? Logan stepped closer. "Because someone had to. You think this is war. But to us, this is survival." She tilted her head slightly. "You're not like the others. You fight. Without fear, even now surrounded by death." Logan smiled coldly. "Because I've already lost everything. What else do I have left to fear?" The truth in his words hit her harder than his blade. She gave a short nod, almost respectful. "You hurt me. No one's done that in years." Her hand touched the cut on her shoulder. "But next time, I will not hold back." Logan wiped his blade on his pants. "I didn't ask you to." Suddenly the jungle trembled. A deep mechanical sound echoed through the trees. Both Vale and Logan turned. From the sky, a second dropship appeared, sleeker, black, and much larger than the first. Her reinforcements. Logan's eyes narrowed. "More of you?" Vale didn't answer. Her comlink clicked. A voice spoke fast in alien tongue, urgent. Her expression shifted. "That wasn't for me," she said. Another commander arrived. "He doesn't share my patience. He believes all humans should be erased, not conquered." Logan stepped back. "So I should run now?" She looked him in the eye. "If you value your life, yes. But I know you won't." She was right. He didn't. Move. The new enemy was coming, fast, and he wasn't going to hide from the dropship. Dozens of black-armored soldiers dropped in. They didn't wait for orders. They opened fire on everything that moved. Even Vale's own troops scattered. Her second-in-command shouted at them, but they didn't listen. The new commander had taken control. Lasers ripped through the jungle. Trees fell. Smoke rose. Logan ducked behind a rock. Vale dove beside him. For a moment, they were on the same side. Both breathing hard. Both watching their armies fall into chaos. "He's not your ally, is he?" Logan asked. Vale clenched her jaw. "He's the Empire's executioner. His name is Conqueror. He doesn't believe in mercy, or warriors like me." Logan raised a brow. "So your own people are turning on you?" She didn't reply. But the fire in her eyes said yes. Conqueror stepped from the smoke. Huge, armored in dark steel, glowing with red energy. His face was hidden behind a mask. His voice echoed like thunder. "This planet is weak. Burn it. Kill the traitors." The Green General included. Vale stood. Her own troops hesitated. She shouted, "Stand your ground. That is an order." But fear had taken them. Conqueror's soldiers opened fire again. Logan looked at her. "If you want to live, you better pick a side." She looked at the human, then at Conqueror, then back. Her breath came slow. Her choice clear. "I'm not ready to die today," she whispered. "And I'm not kneeling to a butcher." Logan nodded. "Then let's give him a reason to be afraid." Side by side, the human and the alien general rose together. Her energy blade lit with green flame. His stolen rifle hummed with power. Enemies just moments ago, now allies by necessity. They stepped into the fire, not for peace, not for empire, but for survival. Asterisk. Kor's soldiers advanced through the jungle, tearing everything in their path. Red beams cut trees in half. Smoke rolled thick across the battlefield. The air stank of fire and blood. Logan ducked low behind a rock, rifle clenched in his hands. Vale crouched beside him, her breathing sharp and fast. She was no longer a conqueror, she was a hunted warrior. "He's going to kill everything," Logan said, "including you." Vale's face was hard. She knew it was true. Kor didn't care about honor. He didn't care about her victories. Or rank. In his eyes, she had already failed by not crushing the human. Now she was just another target. "We can't fight all of them," Logan said. "But maybe we don't have to." Vale looked at him. "You have a plan?" He nodded once. "You have something explosive?" She opened a compartment on her belt and pulled out a small black orb. "Thermal detonator. Strong enough to bring down a ship." Logan grinned. "Perfect. We'll give your commander a welcome he won't forget." He scanned the trees. "We get close to that dropship. Plant this where it hurts. Then vanish before they even notice we're gone." Vale narrowed her eyes. "You're insane." "So I've been told," Logan replied. They moved fast, low and silent through the underbrush. Kor's soldiers were everywhere, scanning, hunting. Logan used signals instead of words. Vale followed, surprised by how naturally he moved through war. He wasn't trained like her. He was something raw, something wild. A black-armored trooper stepped in their path. Logan didn't hesitate. He grabbed the alien's weapon and snapped it down across his knee. Vale finished the job with a quick strike to the throat. No sound, no wasted motion. 2 warriors, 2 killers. 1 goal. The dropship loomed ahead, dark and angry, humming with power. Logan motioned to the underbelly. "We plant it near the fuel core. That's where it'll do the most damage." Vale nodded. "I'll cover you." Logan frowned. "No, we go together. We finish this together." They moved like shadows beneath the ship. The sounds of battle faded as they entered the loading ramp. No guards, no alarms. Too confident. Kor didn't expect resistance. He thought they were broken. That mistake would cost him. Inside, the air was cold. Metal walls pulsed with red light. Logan found the fuel conduit. "Here," he said. "This is the heart." Vale handed him the detonator. 10 seconds once it's armed. We'll need to run fast." Logan took a breath, then placed the device. But just as he armed it, a deep voice echoed through the bay. "Did you really think I wouldn't smell your cowardice?" Kor stepped out of the shadows. His armor was massive. His red eyes burned like fire. His blade hissed to life. "You bring a traitor to my ship?" "A human?" Logan aimed his rifle, but Kor was faster. A pulse shot slammed into Logan's side. He flew back, crashing into a wall. Vale screamed and charged. Her blade struck Kor's chest, but it bounced off his armor. He grabbed her by the throat and lifted her off the floor. "You were once a warrior," Kor growled. "Now you protect insects. Look what you've become." Vale gasped for air. Her legs kicked, but he held tight. The detonator beeped behind them. 5 seconds left. Logan crawled toward it, body shaking. He looked up. Vale was still fighting. Her hand reached for Kor's mask. Her nails clawed at his face. "You're no commander," she whispered. "You're a monster." With one final burst of strength, she slammed her head into his. Kor dropped her with a roar. Logan grabbed Vale and dragged her toward the exit. "Time's up," he shouted. The two dove off the ramp just as the explosion ripped through the ship. A wall of fire swallowed it whole. The jungle shook again. Black smoke rose into the sky. They landed hard. Logan rolled to his feet, coughing. Vale groaned beside him, armor scorched, skin burned. But they were alive. Kor's ship was gone. The noise had silenced the battlefield. Even the enemy soldiers stared in shock. Their commander was dead. Their strength had vanished. Vale sat up slowly. "You did it," she said. Logan laughed. Blood on his teeth. "No," he said, "we did it." For the first time, she looked at him not as prey, not as enemy, but as equal. "I misjudged you, human. You are not weak. You are dangerous." Asterisk smoke still curled into the sky from the ruins of Kor's ship. The jungle was quiet now. The fire had silenced every gun. Logan stood with his rifle pointed low, watching the stunned black-armored soldiers. Some dropped their weapons. Others fled into the trees. None dared approach the human and the general who destroyed their commander. Vale struggled to her feet. Her leg was bleeding, armor broken. Logan helped her up. She didn't ask for it, but she didn't push him away either. She looked around at what remained of her army, confused, leaderless, broken by fear. "If we leave now, they'll scatter. This war will fall apart by nightfall." Logan nodded. "Then we stay and finish it, together." She studied him for a moment. "You trust me now?" He answered without blinking. "You bled beside me. That's more than most humans have done." She gave him a rare, grim smile. "You may be reckless, but you are not stupid." They limped through the jungle together, heading for the ridge. From there, they could see the valley-burning camps, retreating ships, lost soldiers. The Empire was cracking, and all because one human refused to die. Vale sat down under a tree. "My army is finished. Even if I win, the Empire won't forgive me." Logan sat beside her. "Then don't go back." She looked at him sharply. "You want me to abandon my kind?" He picked up a stone and tossed it. "No, I want you to choose your fight. You've been fighting because they told you to. But what do you believe in?" Vale was silent for a long time. Her hand gripped the dirt. "I believed we were bringing order. I believed we were building something better. But now, I've seen the truth. We just take. We burn. We erase others to feel strong." Logan turned to her. "So don't be them. Start something different." She stared at him. "What with you?" His lips curled into a tired grin. "You could do worse." For a moment, her gaze softened. "If I told you this was madness, what would you say?" Logan shrugged. "We blew up a command ship together." "I'd say madness already happened." Suddenly, the sound of footsteps came through the trees. Logan raised his rifle. Vale drew her blade, but it wasn't Kor's forces. It was a group of humans, scratched, dirty, tired, but alive. Survivors. Rebels. They froze when they saw Vale. One of them aimed a gun. "Wait!" Logan shouted. "She's not with them anymore." The rebels looked confused. One woman stepped forward. "That's the general. The one who burned our cities." Logan stood between them. "She also just saved your lives. She helped destroy Kor. Without her, we'd be dead." The rebels hesitated. Anger in their eyes, pain, but also hope. The woman lowered her weapon slowly. "If you trust her, then maybe we should listen." Vale's grip on her blade tightened. She wasn't used to mercy. Not from humans, not after what she'd done. "You don't owe me anything," she said. Logan looked at her. "Maybe not. But if we want a future, we can't keep acting like the past is all that matters." The rebel leader stepped closer. "What are you offering, alien?" Vale stood tall despite her wounds. "A chance to rebuild. A chance to stop this war from spreading to more worlds." Silence followed. Birds chirped again in the distance. The jungle began to breathe. The rebels exchanged glances. Then slowly, one by one, they lowered their weapons. The woman nodded. "Then let's hear your plan." Later that night, they gathered under a shattered tree. A map was drawn in the dirt. Lines, ships, patrol routes. Vale pointed at weaknesses. Logan filled in what he knew from captured intel. Together, human and alien built a strike plan, not to conquer, but to dismantle the invasion. As the fire crackled, Vale watched the rebels talk and laugh. It felt strange. She didn't understand it yet, but she didn't hate it. Logan sat beside her, silent for a while. Then he looked over. "You think they'll ever really accept you?" She answered without looking. "No, but maybe they won't have to. Maybe it's enough just to fight for something better." The dawn came red and smoky. The jungle no longer echoed with gunfire. It was silent, tense, holding its breath. Vale stood at the edge of the rebel camp, staring at the broken sky. She had fought in wars across a dozen systems, but this felt different. For the first time, she wasn't sure what her next move would be. Behind her, Logan worked with the rebels, repairing weapons, passing intel, cracking jokes like he wasn't wounded. He laughed through pain, moved like the world hadn't crushed him. She didn't understand how he did it. He had no command, no title. Yet they followed him as if he were born to lead. A young rebel approached her carefully. He offered her water, avoiding her eyes. "Thank you," he said softly, "for not killing us." She accepted the water, but said nothing. It still felt strange to hear gratitude from humans. She had always expected hate. But this world kept proving her wrong. Logan came over, wiping sweat from his brow. "We're ready. Strike teams are set. 3 hours until we hit the relay station." Vale nodded. That station was the last communications hub between the Empire's fleet and the surface. If they took it down, no reinforcements would come. The invasion would collapse from within. She looked at him. "You trust these people to hold their lines?" He nodded. "They've lost homes, families. They have nothing left to fear." "That makes them stronger than you think." She studied him. "And what about you? What keeps you standing?" He smiled. "You. I can't let the alien general outdo me again." They moved through the jungle in silence, leading the strike group. Logan pointed out traps. Vale disabled sensors. Every step took them closer to the Empire's relay base. The soldiers guarding it were elite, silent, cold, loyal to Core's doctrine. If they saw her, they'd kill her on sight. As they reached the outer fence, Logan signaled stop. He pulled out binoculars. 4 guards at the gate. 2 snipers. On the tower, turrets on both sides. Vale took a breath. "I can get inside. They'll hesitate if they see me." "That gives you the opening to strike." Logan frowned. "They might shoot you anyway." She shook her head. "Let them try. I'm not running anymore." She stepped forward, tall and proud, walking straight into the open. The guards raised their weapons, but didn't fire. One recognized her. "General Vale?" he said, uncertain. She lifted her voice. "I am not here as your leader. I am here to end this madness. Lay down your weapons. This war is over." For a second, no one moved. Then the sniper fired. The shot missed her by inches. Logan's team opened fire in return. Bullets tore through the air. Vale dropped behind cover, rolling to safety. Logan cursed under his breath. So much for talking. The battle broke out fast. Explosions rocked the ground. Rebels stormed the fence. Empire troops fought back hard. Logan moved through it. Like a shadow, 1 shot, 1 kill. No hesitation. Vale joined the fight, her green energy blade slashing through steel and armor. Her old soldiers stared at her in shock as she fought their side. Some hesitated. Others ran. One knelt and dropped his weapon. "We're not killers," he whispered. "Not anymore." Others followed. Inside the relay station, alarms blared. A squad of guards held the main control room. Logan kicked down the door, rifle raised. The commander inside reached for the console, but Vale's blade stopped just short of his chest. "Don't," she said. "This doesn't have to end with death." He glared at her. "You were one of us," she answered coldly. "I still am. That's why I'm stopping you." Logan ripped out the station's core chip. The screen went black. All signals died. In space, the Empire's fleet went dark, confused, blind. Their grip on the planet was broken. Outside, the rebels cheered. Logan stepped out with the chip in hand. Vale walked beside him, shoulders bloodied, armor cracked, but her head held high. She had led empires. Now she walked with the people she once hunted. And they welcomed her. That night they returned to the rebel camp as heroes. The humans raised torches and clapped them on the back. Logan winced at every pat, but smiled through it. Vale sat by the fire, silent as always, but something in her eyes had changed, softer, less guarded. Like she had finally found something real. Logan sat beside her. You didn't have to come back with me. She looked at the stars. I didn't come back for you. I came back for the fight worth winning. Asterisk a week passed. The jungle still carried the scent of ash and war, but now the skies were quiet. The Empire's fleet had gone silent after the relay station fell. Without orders, their soldiers either retreated or surrendered. What was left behind was not peace, but something close to it. Logan stood by a broken wall overlooking the valley. Smoke no longer rose. Instead, people moved below building, digging, carrying supplies. Rebels, survivors, former enemies. Working side by side. It wasn't perfect. But it was real. It was the start of something different. Vale walked up behind him, her armor lighter now. She had removed the golden shoulder plate, leaving only dark green combat gear. A sign. She was no longer a symbol of conquest. Just a fighter standing on new ground. I never thought I would live long enough to see silence, she said. Logan nodded. Me either. But here we are. She looked at him carefully. They trust you now. Even after what they've lost, he shrugged. Maybe because I stayed. When it got ugly, she smiled faintly. Or maybe because you're too reckless to die. At the edge of the camp, a group of children ran past. One of them stopped when he saw Vale. The boy stared, then stepped forward. In his hands he held a small flower. Dirty, crushed, but alive. He held it out to her, trembling. You helped us. So, this is for you. Vale bent down slowly, taking the flower with care. Thank you, she said. The child smiled and ran off. Logan watched her. You scared him less than I expected. She didn't answer right away. Her fingers held the flower gently. I think I was more scared of him. Later that day, the rebels gathered to form a council. No one wanted power. No one wanted to rule. They just wanted to rebuild. Logan was asked to lead, but he refused. I fight. I don't govern. When they turned to Vale, she surprised everyone. Let the people choose. Not warriors, not killers. People, the crowd agreed. Votes were cast. Plans were made. A new village would rise, not on human rules or alien command, but something between. A place where survival had created unity. Where enemies had become neighbors. Where generals and rebels stood shoulder to shoulder. That night, under the stars, Logan sat alone near the old wreckage of Kor's ship. It had become a marker now. A reminder of the turning point. Vale found him there, sitting in the grass. You missed the war? She asked. He shook his head. No, I just wonder how long peace will last. She sat beside him. It lasts as long as people protect it. Logan looked at her. You staying? She didn't speak right away. There's nowhere left to go. The Empire would brand me a traitor. Other planets won't trust me. But here, I bled with you. I think that's enough. He looked at her under the starlight. Her face, once fierce with command, now calm. But still sharp, still dangerous. You ever think about what's next? She nodded. I think we fight to build something better. Then maybe rest. Just for a little while. He leaned back, closing his eyes. I never thought I'd survive this long. I never thought I'd meet someone like you. She raised a brow. A monster? He smiled. A survivor. Like me. For the first time in her life, she didn't feel like a weapon. She felt like a person. The jungle wind passed over them. Calm. Peaceful. It didn't erase the past, but it softened the wounds. The battle-scarred alien general and the reckless human soldier sat in the ruins of war, not as enemies, not even as heroes, but as two souls who had finally found something worth saving.